Good morning, guys. It is 8:54 a.m. on Friday, and I'm committed to being authentic and, walking the walk. So last night I did dinner, did bedtime routine with my daughter, and I said, "You're going to bed," like I told myself. And I think at 8:30, out of necessity, because once again I had to lay down before I could even brush my teeth. So it's so hard because I'm having to do all these things, right? And so it tricks me into thinking oh, I can just keep going, but my body literally is shutting down. So that being said, I'm proud of myself because I turned on the thing at 8:30. I wouldn't say I slept awesome, but I did what I could. And I think I woke up at 4:30 and I did a meditation, and then I just sort of explored things, and yeah, that's what I did. But what I wanted to talk about real quick is I was feeling great, decent, and I was downstairs with my daughter, and I realized that, the bottom line is I stayed calm externally, but internally, because I worked so hard to get that snow globe settled, I felt the trigger. And here's the things I learned from it, already, just from realizing that I don't feel safe in this moment. There's nothing I can do. That's the feeling. The first thing I did, which I'm really proud of myself, is I told myself, pause. Right now, your boundaries are being trampled by certain people. That is not okay. Okay? So the anger that's coming up is appropriate. But, and it's so funny because I'm the least mean person in the world type of thing. So it's not I'm afraid I'm going to lash out. It's more about protecting myself. So, but I'm just saying, my red light strategy in that moment was you know what? The fact is, if you're still feeling this strongly about it in a couple hours, then you can address it. But right now, you don't know, unless their response is something that you want to hear, it's probably not going to help you, right? The facts are, right? And then realizing what I can do different in the future, even though I did nothing wrong, but to protect myself better. And I realized I felt trapped. I went to freeze state in that moment. And that made me feel unsafe, I can't move. But that's not a fact. So next time what I'm going to do is, if I even start to feel that, I'm just going to physically stand up and walk and remind myself, you're not actually trapped in this moment. You feel it. You feel almost like an alien or something is sucking everything out of you, but you can break that and you can be I'm going to stand up. I have the right to stand up. I have the right to walk. And I know people with trauma will get this. If you don't get this, that's fine, meaning if you think that's weird or whatever, good for you. But I'm, like I said, I'm here for the people that need it. And I'm saying this because I felt it and I wanted to just react, and I'm allowed to do that, right? But ultimately I was able to in real time be wait a minute, let's think about this for a second. And of course that part of me was I don't want to think about it because I'm getting taken advantage of. It's right? But the fact is the house isn't on fire at this moment, right? The fact is it's not happening in this moment. And what you're trying to do is prevent it from happening. But you're trying to do it, talking to myself, you're trying to do it from a place of, panic, right? That's probably not going to go very well, because the fact is people are going to do what they're going to do. So what I was doing, without realizing it, is taking on the responsibility for someone else's actions that I can't control. And I said that at 4:44. So I know this is a lesson. So it's not about pretending and saying, oh, it just rolled off my back. It's about realizing that in the past, this would have ruined my day. My day, right? Someone else's actions ruining my day. And I have something I have to leave soon for that is for me. And the fact is, my daughter's still going to come home from school. I'm still going to have that responsibility. That's not going away. Not that I want it to, but just reminding myself, you're still going to have to do the stuff you have to do. So do not cancel the thing that's for you because of someone else's action. And that's how we take our power back, right? It's like, yeah, you're right. That's not okay. You know? But do what's best for you in this moment. That's how you counteract evil, you know? Is you say, like I said, don't do toxic positivity. Don't be like, well, that's okay. No, it's not okay. It's not okay, and it does need to be addressed. But it doesn't need to be addressed in this moment. And by doing that, I'm now sabotaging if I were to do that, I'd be sabotaging my own self, right? So I hope that's helpful. It's just raw in me just being honest and seeing how I can use that anger that's justified in those moments to be like, I'm not letting this ruin my day, you know? So that being said, I'm going to do, I think I don't know if I've done it on here, but I've done it on the Facebook group, but it's like, you breathe in, then you breathe, and you do it 2 more times. One more time. And you can also, if you're still feeling angry, you can push your palms against each other. And it's just to dispel, because that energy is supposed to be there. That energy is saying, this is not okay. So everything I'm doing is right, but this is me taking my power back and putting it towards, you know? It's like if you have a classroom, you have this kid that always acts out for attention, and, you know, let's say you're doing everything right. It's not that you're ignoring them. But at some point, you're just like, okay, I'm going to stop giving, I'm going to give the kids that are actually doing the right thing attention, you know? And I already feel better. So, I hope this is helpful. I'm really proud of myself regardless. And, yeah, I'm going to go do what is in my power to enjoy my day now. So, love you guys. Have a great day.